Hey everyone. So a lot of people don't realize that you can actually build dashboards in Excel. It has all the features in it, we just don't really get trained to use them in this way to kind of create these cool visual effects. But if you've ever used pivot tables and you've ever done any kind of, slide deck design in PowerPoint, you're going to have most of the skills you need to get started doing stuff like this. I tell people that if you could build it in PowerPoint, you, for the most part, can build it in Excel. So I want to boil down some of the basic lessons you need to start building these yourself. And the reason here is because having these skills is a really amazing way to stand out with your Excel work. It's just an incredible way to communicate more effectively with your data, to get people engaged with your data, and to just get people excited about your reporting. Having just some basic visual design skills in Excel is going to go a long way to really make your work stand out. So the first question here I ask people is Excel the right place to build whatever you're building? And it's a pretty simple heuristic I use for this. If you're already manually adding your data into Excel and then manually editing it in Excel, it's probably a good place to start. If, on the flip side, you want to automate everything and you've got data connections to a database or to an API or to any kind of data connector, then you might be better off using a purpose-built BI tool like Tableau, Power BI, Looker Data Studio, that kind of thing. If Excel is the right option for you, the first place you need to start is by making sure you have a clean table. So first, you need a single header. That header should have labels for each of the columns. Your columns need to be consistently formatted, no merged cells, no complex formatting. This is just like if you've ever built a pivot table. You need things to be formatted properly to use pivot tables, right? Same idea applies here because we're going to be using pivot tables and pivot charts. Once your data is all formatted, what you want to start doing is exploring everything under the Insert tab. So the Insert tab has the option to drop in pictures, shapes, icons, 3D models, smart art, or screenshots. So you can drop in all sorts of stuff. Then, of course, we can also drop in charts and text, images, metrics, that sort of thing. We're going to combine these together to start creating more complex designs. So if you've ever used PowerPoint, you know that you layer in a shape, then you layer in maybe a picture on top of that and some text on top of that, and that's kind of how you create your designs. Well, the exact same concept applies in Excel. Excel has layers in the exact same way. So your base layer is your cell grid, your tables, right? On top of that, you can layer in your images, shapes, metrics, charts, etc. That's the principle we're going to be using to do this. Like I said, if you've built it in PowerPoint or you could build it in PowerPoint, you can probably build the same kind of general design here. You have a lot of formatting options. So there's a formatting pane here on the right where you can do things like shape fills, lines, shadows, that sort of thing. When you have charts, you can click into each element of your chart and start to do custom formatting on them. If you just spend a little bit of time playing with all of these, it's going to be a huge advantage. Even if you're not a great visual designer, just knowing how to edit each of these little sections of your charts, your series, your markers, your drop lines, everything like that is going to be a huge advantage. So when you see a metric on the page like this, you can move it around. Now people see that and they go, wait, how is your metric not in a cell? So it's really simple. All you do is insert a text box, and then instead of entering any text, go to your formula bar, hit equals, and select the cell you want. In this case, it's referencing something from a pivot table. That is going to give us a lot more flexibility in our layout. The key to this is that we're breaking outside of the grid layout, right? We are not formatting individual cells and objects in individual cells. We are taking everything out of the cells, we're putting them into charts, we're putting them into text box so we can move them around and start to create these cool, beautiful designs. So everything you see here on this dashboard is a pivot chart or a metric from a pivot table, with one exception, which is the GeoChart. I've got another video for that. You can go check out on my profile if you want to understand how to do that. Formatting these is really the key to making something that looks great, using consistent color palettes, taking the time to change your series colors, not using the default color set, all of that kind of stuff. And I go much deeper into that in a few of my other ones. I have a chart formatting video as well that kind of goes over the basics of how to do this. So the basic principles here are not actually all that complex. Most people who, again, have used pivot tables before have the skills to start using pivot charts, same UI. Most people who have used PowerPoint are going to have the design skills they need to start customizing their designs. It's the exact same UI as PowerPoint. Anyway, I hope that was helpful, everyone. Thanks for checking it out. I'm going to be doing a series kind of going into this a little bit deeper, using a bunch of the templates that I send out on my newsletter. You can check that out on my profile if you want. It's all totally free. Anyway, thanks so much, everybody. Have a good one. Thanks for tuning in, and I will be back tomorrow with more.